Welcome back to the Office Marketing Podcast with Mike Swigert, the podcast all about sales tips, mindset, and value bombs. 5 questions to help make your day more productive and learn a thing or two. Here is your host, best-selling author, Mike Swigert.
Okay, everybody, we've got Matt Schwartzberg here on the call. Matt originally got involved in the moving industry back in 1992, currently owns and runs Steinway Moving Storage in New York City. They service primarily clients in New York City, but also they take care of needs nationwide. Matt is a husband, a father, and still plays in an over 40 basketball league. So Matt, you got to love that intro, but so glad. Thanks for taking time to talk to us. Again, we only have 5 questions for you today. 5 questions. That's all we got. I'm not going to hit them too rapid fire, but Matt, want to start out with tell everybody a little bit about yourself and something that maybe everybody doesn't know about you.
Thanks, Mike. I really love being here. A couple things that they don't know about me. It's funny you said about the basketball. The basketball has always been a place of where I've learned about people's personalities, how to make friends. It's always been like a safe place for me. So love the court, love coaching my kids today. When you say one thing that people don't know about me, I like to throw people off with this. When I was growing up, I was in a jazz ensemble and played the jazz trombone. And we actually recorded 2 albums that I found recently in my house. And it was a great experience of working as a team, as an ensemble that made great music.
That's awesome. I love that.
15-year-olds. I don't know how great 15-year-old music was, but I'm going to play them this weekend and let you know.
No, we need to find a little Miles Davis and I can still play a little fan brush on the snare for you if you need a little backup. Just let me know.
Let's bring back the band.
Absolutely. Just let me know. I absolutely have got you covered. So Matt, real quick, let's talk about what gets you into this, right? So people say that salespeople and entrepreneurs are a little wired differently than most. What is it that inspired you to take this entrepreneurial sales path that's taking you where you are today?
So growing up, I had two jobs. When I was 15 years old, I worked in a sports memorabilia and baseball card store owned by my best friend's family. It was a great experience of kind of in a retail world, meeting people, talking to people, and making sales. In a sports memorabilia business, you're doing a lot of buying and selling right there. Somebody may be bringing in a collection, figuring out value, negotiating pricing. And I mean, I was thrown into it at a very young age, and I really enjoyed the rapport with people. The second job, which was an unbelievable experience for me, was I worked at a high-end restaurant throughout college. Actually met my wife there. But the rapport I had with customers, and same thing, selling, making relationships, competitiveness on making sure I was getting more tips than anybody else. They were great lessons to me in that I can control the narrative and make a sale and connect with people.
What is it? Do you think entrepreneurs is it in your blood, or is it something you kind of learn is in your blood? Like, how did you do that, Matt? How did you know that you were destined for this?
I do think that it's part of your DNA. Captain of the baseball and basketball team growing up in high school, like the leadership role, like the idea that I control my own destiny. I like the idea that the pressure is on my shoulders, and I like leading teams. Right, so one of our core values at Steinway is move it as a team, and I'm quite aware that not one project is ever done by one person. And so working as a team, but I like leading the team. And I think that was innate. I think that came from, 12 years old and, running the flag football game, or 12 years old, 15, 18 years old and being a captain of a team and being honored to be picked by my peers as a captain. Right. So I think that's I think there are other people who love being the, right there, the lieutenants, and that's okay. Everyone's got a role.
Yeah. I like that, Matt. Somehow I got on a similar journey, but I was always the last kid picked. I don't know how, you might've been the captain, but you're looking at me going like, I don't know if we want this kid on our team, but I tell you what, if you needed someone to promote the game, I was your guy.
Imagine they had social media back then.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So that leads us into our next question. We're on question number 3. What keeps you going? Like, what is it? What gets your juices flowing? You told me a couple of things before we started the show today. I'd love for you to share those.
I do think it's control my destiny. I think that's really powerful to me, especially like think about it through these last 10 months here. Like I could control my destiny. I believe that I'm not waiting for somebody else for action to happen. And I think that's been very powerful. And that drives me. I also want to, I feel like this journey, I've continued to grow. I'm obviously not doing the same things in the business that I did, back when I started. And, but I also have now the knowledge to be able to mentor and help the people that are in those roles that I was once in. So like the ladder and the moving of up, for me, that's driven me to stay in the same industry for my whole career, to evolve in the industry. Then this company certainly does not look the same that it did then, and nor should it. I mean, everything evolves. So I think evolve is a word that I'm stuck on right now. This is continuing of my journey and my evolution as a person, and I get excited. I couldn't wait to be here this morning.
It's mostly because you got to talk to me. Is that what it was?
Well, you want to add that, and that's fine. I got that.
No, what else? What else do you do? Like, what else do you do personally? What do you do to recharge your batteries to make sure that as you come in, you do have your best for your team?
Well, personally, what I'm working on a few things personally. I'm meditating. I'm journaling. I'm doing grateful exercises. I'm reading a lot more to continue to enhance my knowledge. So I want to be a forever learner. I want to continue to gather information that then could make us a better company and a better person and a better husband and a better dad. Right? We have information that's at our fingertips, and it's not watching a rerun of Friends tonight. It's what am I doing to learn a little bit to make my business better, to make myself better, and to have my surroundings, the people around me that I could really find success.
I love that. I'm we're both lifelong learners, and the whole concept. I do sleep better at night knowing that there's a little more knowledge, crammed into this between my ears than when I woke up earlier in the day. I mean, there's just a piece to that. I love that, Matt. I really do.
I find it exciting. It's exciting. I want to learn. I don't want to have blinders on and only, you can be stuck in your own business and not know what's going on around, because I mean, this business is 12 hours a day. It's 7 days a week. If I don't find that, then actually, one, will I be burned out of my business? Will I not evolve as a person? And will I only know the same things that I've done over and over again? And I watched that in my industry. I watched it in other industries, and I made a decision 5-8 years ago that I was never gonna be like that.
This episode of the Office Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Fusion Advisory. We help commercial contractors generate leads online profitably. Check us out at fusion-advisory.com.
All right, well, it goes into our next one. This is a key book or maybe a software that you're using that maybe helps your business. It could be an organizational. Like, can you share one of those? Anything jump out for you, Matt?
Yeah, there's two that come to mind, and there's Danny Meyer's Setting the Table about hospitality. It keeps coming up again, so I reread it because it kept showing up in social feeds and other things that other people were reading it, and about which really reminds me about hospitality and service, and we're in a business of serving people and who have many choices, and what separates it. Right, nobody's moving this chair differently than we are, but everything else around the movement of that chair. So Danny Meyer, who's built an unbelievable empire of restaurants in New York, and it also has the New York flavor in it, which I'm really proud of, really has changed the hospitality thinking pre-internet, right? Like, taking down people's information, really knowing their customers, knowing their needs, like that wasn't being done before. And that really moves me. I'm also very involved with the Entrepreneurial Operating System, EOS, based on the book Traction by Gino Wickham. we follow it as a company. It helps us keep us aligned and accountability, and focuses on our core values and our missions and our annual and quarterly goals. And I find that to be a program that really has changed us. We hired a facilitator 2 years ago to manage this for us, and it's been a game changer.
That is so, guys. Look, Danny Meyer's Setting the Table sounds like a great book to add to our list, and then it sounds like we can all learn something from Traction. Really, really good stuff. Thanks, Matt. All right, last question, but this was sort of a open one for you. What's a last tidbit, a piece of sage advice, anything, if you could kind of leave us with something positive to finish our talk with today, what would it be, Matt?
So the thing that pops into my mind about where I have evolved and I found success is peer-to-peer mentorship, right? I belong to an organization called YPO, Young Presidents Organization, but there's many groups that are out there. Being around other peers who are going through the same things that I am as a leader in different industries. I'm thrown into a group of people who are all striving for striving for the same goals. And when I'm around peers, I've been able to find a mentor. I've been able to mentor others, but mostly share experiences. Not there to fix things for me, but share their experiences, which leads to help me. So by examples, they're teaching by example. So peer-to-peer learning groups, peer-to-peer mentor, and you could find that in many different ways. And it could be with your own circle of friends, but picking out a mentor for yourself and some peers that you can work daily on some of the same struggles that we go on through this journey has been a powerful a way for me to grow. I
love it, Matt. Matt, again, 5 questions. You did a great job. You're a wonderful, wonderful guest. Thank you for sharing. And if anybody wanted to get in touch with you, Matt, what's a good way for people to find you? Or maybe if they wanted to pick your brain further, what would they do, Matt?
Cool. Find me on LinkedIn is easy, right? So Matt Schwartzberg.
You got to spell it, Matt. Spell Schwartzberg for everybody.
SCHWARTZBERG. And my email directly is Matt, MATT, @SteinwayMovers.com. And glad to always talk kind of learning with people.
Well, thanks again, Matt. All right, buddy. Thanks for being on, and we look forward to talking to you soon. See you, buddy.
Thanks, pal.
Thanks for listening to the Office Marketing Podcast. Be sure to join the conversation on our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and Facebook pages. If you enjoyed the episode, head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.